Right now at 11, a brush fire in Clackamas County spreads with neighbors ready to go. Plus,
we are stuffed to the brim every day.
Why some Portland shelters are now pushing back on a plan to ban daytime camping. And is uncertainty at one local airport leading to close calls?
Anytime you see some of these numbers, there should be concern.
KGW looks into runway risks and what the FAA is doing about it.
This is Oregon's most popular natural attraction. What the heck?
Park first, ask questions later. Why a new permit system to control the flow at Multnomah Falls is only creating more confusion. Well, good evening. Let's get right to breaking news in Northeast Portland, where police say they are looking for multiple wanted suspects and have several blocks closed off. PBB says this started before 9 tonight after suspects ran from a vehicle in the area of Rodney Avenue and Shaver Street. Now, anyone living within the perimeter you see on your screen, that red box there, is being told to stay inside their homes. That is Skidmore on the north, Failing Street on the south, and from MLK on the east over to Cleveland. Police say keep your doors locked as a precaution, though they aren't saying why they were after the suspects. We'll update you as we learn more. Thanks for joining us. I'm David Mulco. A plan some Portland shelters say will push them to their limits. Tonight, they are speaking out about the proposal to ban daytime camping in the Rose City, saying it could have unintended consequences. Alma McCarty is in the newsroom. Alma, walk us through some of these concerns here.
Well, David, to put it plainly, the executive directors of Rosehaven and Blanchet House say they don't see how this ban will work in solving the homeless crisis, but they do see how it will strain their resources and place a heavy burden on the people they strive to serve.
Every day is busy. A little over a year ago, we moved from a facility that was 3,000 square feet into this beautiful 10,000 square foot facility, and it's full. We are full, and we're seeing about 150 people a day.
Katie O'Brien runs Rosehaven, a day shelter for women, children, and gender diverse people. In the last year, they've served thousands living on the streets of Portland.
We know that it's a small portion.
In Old Town, a similar story at Blanchet House, according to Executive Director Scott Kerman.
Just finished the month of May, and we served nearly 28,000 meals. We had our busiest Wednesday night dinner that we can remember in a long time last night, nearly 500 meals.
These figures alone show a growing need even before a possible daytime camping ban takes effect. City Council expected to vote on the measure next Wednesday. Both Kerman and O'Brien expressed their concerns to Portland leaders this week.
This measure will require us to do even more as people are affected.
It's also going to really complicate things for women who tend to stay awake at night and sleep during the daytime for safety reasons.
To carry your house and your life around with you with the expectation that you're also going to come to a place like Rosehaven and be productive. It's just adding to the problem.
A lot of the people that we serve at Blanchet House are elderly, they're disabled. We're trying to imagine what that's going to be like for them if they have to move their things from place to place to place.
Both centers also noting a financial burden with this potential ban. Neither is funded by government dollars.
We've existed for 26 years without a nickel of government funding while providing a huge public benefit. We're at our threshold. And how's the city going to help us?
Mayor Wheeler verbally committing during the public hearing to working with day shelters on that request.
We just don't have enough places for people to go, and I don't think that this ordinance is going to magically make that so.
Mayor Wheeler says if passed, enforcement of the ban, which also prohibits camping in certain places, would be phased in over time. It's seen by city leaders and supporters as a first step in another plan the mayor announced last year to develop 6 sanctioned mass camping sites. We still do not know when those will open.
And
David?
as we all know, with something like this, it's always about the details. Thank you, Alma. Let's get you caught up on tonight's other headlines now. In Clackamas County, evacuation levels had just been downgraded in the Beaver Creek area where a brush fire got out of control this afternoon. Right now it's burning near the intersection of Upper and Lower Highland Roads, and it's covering about 30 acres. Homes within a quarter mile of the fire are on a level 2 evacuation order, meaning they need to have everything packed up and ready to leave in case the fire spreads quickly. Those within a half mile are on a level 1 order, meaning they should be on alert and start preparing for evacuation. Fire crews do not have an estimate on containment, but say calm winds are helping in the fight. In Northeast Portland, police are looking for suspects who crashed a dump truck and trailer on someone's front lawn. This was just after 4:30 this morning on Northeast Rodney Avenue near Holman. Portland police say the vehicles loaded up with an excavator were stolen from a job site a few blocks away. The thieves did not make it far, crashing into 4 cars and damaging a retaining wall. The suspects took off before officers arrived. It does not appear anyone was injured. And as the Republican-led walkouts in Salem stretch into week 5, Senate President Rob Wagner announced starting Monday he plans to fine absent senators $325 a day. Now, Democrats tried this during a walkout in 2019, but never collected the fines after Republicans threatened to sue. Oregon's governor said yesterday negotiations to end these walkouts have essentially failed. Republican leader Tim Knopp fired back, saying Democrats should pay the fines instead. Let's get to an update on Portland's fight against gun violence, with the mayor announcing the city will not move forward with so-called gunshot detection technology. You might remember a Portland police oversight group recommended this tech last year, and 2 companies, ShotSpotter and Eagle Technology, were finalists here. Through the review process, community members raised questions about the tech's value and efficacy, pointing to studies from other cities that show most alerts from these devices don't actually lead to evidence of a gun crime, and even fewer lead to arrests.
It really came down to resources: time, money, bandwidth, and personnel. And as we lined up all of the different strategies we could use to reduce crime this summer and make an impact on gun violence, we concluded that the strategies that we've outlined today were higher priorities for right now.
Well, instead, the mayor says the city plans to expand outreach. Part of that includes sending over $4 million to community organizations for street-level programs, plus another $14 million for youth outreach and case management. New at 11, we have our first idea of how officials could divide up Portland into districts for a new 12-member city council. It's part of that government overhaul voters approved last November. So an independent commission this week released 3 maps proposing 4 districts for the city. Now, we're going to show you the options here, but a word of caution at first, it's actually going to be hard to tell the difference. That is because in all 3 proposals here, the Cedar, the Alder, in one district, well, all the west side is one district. There's the Maple. You can see that there in the blue. Then North Portland, parts of Northeast, they make up another. In the yellow there, Inner Southeast is its own district, the very bright blue, and the outer east side, north and south, lumped together in green. Now, where to draw the dividing line, you can see it here, is the big question. Should the Lloyd district be part of the west, or maybe Selwood? Don't worry, you can get a closer look at all these maps and their differences. They're up right now in an article on KGW.com. Let's talk about Multnomah Falls. It is the most visited natural recreation site in the Northwest, which means trying to get there on a warm, sunny day can be a headache. And last weekend was a prime example of that. It was the first weekend a permit was required during most hours for vehicles taking the exit off I-84 and looking for parking, though instead it brought some confusion. 1, some folks didn't know about it. 2, other folks bought permits after they park. And 3, others questioned why the permits were being checked only once people crossed to the falls on foot rather than before they pulled in.
The issue is there's a limited number of parking spots and a bunch of people who want them, but they allow anybody to park, and then you can only enter if you have the permit. So that really is confusing for folks, and it doesn't solve the problem.
You can kind of see why. Taylor there runs a shuttle service to the falls. He recorded a video last weekend when traffic backed up on the off-ramp. What a mess. Part of the problem, ODOT's gate to close the off-ramp when the lot is full was not working. We're told that added the problems. We understand it has been fixed. This is the 3rd year ODOT has been selling the $2 permits online. To get one, you can head to recreation.gov. Hoping this weekend is